Hello everyone. We are going to discuss about data manipulation language or DML statement commands. So first comes when you want to add, modify, or remove data in the database, then we go for the DML data manipulation statement. For example of the DML statements are like insert, update, delete commands. So if you want to insert new row in a table, then we are going to use the insert statement. Or if you want to update any value, then update the existing row in a table, then we are going to use the update statement. Or if you want to remove any rows, then we are going to use the delete statement. So inserting rows in a table, the insert statement is used to basically add new rows in a table. The insert clause must be followed by the into clause, that is insert into, and which must specify the new values using the value clause. So the column parameter, here the column parameter specifies the column names into which you are inserting values. If you omit this parameter, the server assumes that you will provide a value expression in the values clause for every column in the table. Okay, so if you what happens is if you insert into then if you mention all the columns, then if you don't mention all the columns, then what happens is that the server assumes that we will provide values for all the columns in the table. So the server assumes that. But if we specify the columns which we enter the value, then it enters value to that column only, and if there is some column missed out, then it takes as null. So if you include a column list in your insert statement that does not contain all the columns in that table, the server inserts null or the default values into the omitted columns. The value clause specifies the data values to be inserted in the corresponding columns. The values must be specified in the same sequence as the column list in the insert into clause. So what happens is whenever we insert the values into the column, we should maintain the specific order in which we have created the structure of the table. That order should be followed. So this is basically the syntax. So as I mentioned, first if you don't mention the column, you can directly go for, in this case, insert into table name value. So in this case, the first case, what happens is the server assumes that the user will provide values for all the columns in the table. And in the second case, what happens if the user specifies the column the column 1, column 2, column 3, in which columns the user want to specify the values for. Okay, then it provides. And it may happen that the user does not provide the value for some column, then it by default it takes that the null value. Okay. So these are few examples which we are going to try it practically. So insert into this insert into employee. If we know it's an example I have shown, and we'll obviously try it practically. But that is the query for inserting into the table. That's a DML. Then we'll use a data retrieval. Like yesterday also I have discussed about it. For the data retrieval command, we'll use for retrieving the data from the database, we need to use the data retrieval command. That is, we'll use select star from employees. Now what does the star means? That if it will provide the entire attributes, all the columns in the table. It will give the entire whatever columns are present in the employees, it will give. So I have here mentioned a where clause. So in the where clause, if you don't mention the where clause, then what happens? It will print all the details of all the employees. But if we are giving the where clause, that employee ID 101, then what happens? It will print the row. It will print the details of all the of only employee all the details of the employee having employee ID 101. Similarly, we have this another example of it. Insert into employee ID e-name. Here we are mentioning the column names here, okay, and we are inserting values into only EMP ID, that is employee ID, and the name. Next, we have the delete command. So in the delete command, this is a syntax of delete from table name where condition. So if we the table name obviously specifies the name of the table, and the where condition, like you can just write the in the where clause, write in where you can write mention the condition for which column you want to, which row you want to delete it. So the where clause specifies the condition that identifies the rows to be deleted. The where clause can accept any SQL condition, including a subquery. If you omit the where clause, now what happens if you omit the where clause is all the rows in the table are deleted because we have not mentioned anything, so it will get deleted. So now we have already, you can delete all the rows in table by omitting the where clause in the delete statement, as I already mentioned. Now what happens, what is the difference between we have yesterday, like in the last class we have studied PDL command, drop table, and here we now have the delete statement. So if we use the drop table name in that command, what happens if we use that command, then what happened is the entire structure of the table got deleted. The structure was not there. But if we use the delete statement, then what happens, that only the structure of the table remains. Okay, though the rows get deleted, but the structure still remains. But in the drop command, what happens is the entire structure gets deleted. So there is a very good difference between this, very important difference between drop and delete statement. So what like this is an example where it will delete from employees, where this employee ID 101, the details of this row having employee ID 101 will be deleted from the database table employees. Next we comes the update command. So update commands, like it's a syntax that update table name, then set column equal to value. So we'll just get to know about it. So the set clause, what it does is the set clause specifies the name of the columns that receive new values. Each value in the set clause specifies the corresponding values for the column. So this can be a very simple value, an expression, or subquery. The where clause specifies a condition that identifies the rows or rows to be updated. The where clause is optional. Now, though the where clause is optional, that means if you don't provide the where clause, what happens? The change get reflected. That is that the entire table is updated. But if we mention the where clause, then what happens is only the specified row gets updated. So in general, use the table's primary key column to identify a single row. Otherwise, using other columns might unexpectedly cause several rows to be updated. For example, identifying a single row in the employees table by the first name value is risky because more than one employee may have the same name. So as I already mentioned, so, the every column, primary key is a column where every value is unique. So if you want to if you like update value using the first name of some employee or some other value, then what happens, some other attributes, and what happens is some same two-person may have the name Tom. So if we are updating the like detail of one person named Tom, the other person details also get updated. Okay. So that's why we should always prefer primary key for updating. Now this is an example, like update employee set salary equal to 3,200 where employee ID equal to 112. So what happens is, like here, only the salary of employee ID 112 is set to 3200. Similarly, here one more example is there, update employee set salary equal to 3200 and first name is set to Bruce, where employee ID is 112. Now if the change want to be reflected in the entire table, then we don't have to mention the provide the where clause. So here update employee set salary equal to salary plus 50. So in this case, the entire entire table gets updated and we don't need to update like the where clause is not required. Everything is updated. Yes. Okay, so I'm just opening the DB Fiddle screen. So like before, we'll just need to use the create command. We'll use the create table. Okay, first need to create a table and then I'll show you how to use this commands. Okay, so I'm going to first create a table. So you already know from the EDL commands that create tables. I'll create an employees table. Create table employees bracket start. Then I give EID. I take EID, that is the enrollment ID. I take as integer data type, and then whatever syntax int, and then I'll set it to primary key. That is primary key. That is the value must be unique for every row. Then we take employee name. The data type must be varchar. That is 60. Let me use one more constant, that is employee name cannot be null, not null. Then I use one more column, that is attribute salary. Let me take int of type int. Done. Then I run the query. So the query is successful. Still we can't see anything in the result. So we'll check the structure, whether it's how is the structure of the table. So DESC, like yesterday, the table name. I'll run it. Once you run, you can check below. You can check EID, type is int, and it is the primary key because PRI, and then ename varchar. Okay. Then this is salary, and this is again int. Now we are going to insert some values into this table. Okay. So insert, like yesterday also I tried this command, insert into. First, like insert something like insert into employees table name. Let me first not mention it. Okay, the columns, values, like the employee ID, suppose 101, maybe name Tom, the salary 10,000. The query is executed successfully, but still you cannot see, there are no results to be displayed. So we know, I have also mentioned today also, like for retrieving the query, retrieving the data from the database, we need to use the data retrieval command. Select. So I want to select the entire row, everything whatever is in the table. So select star from employees. Since it had only one row now, it will display that only. I'll run it. Now you can check 101, EID 101, name Tom, then salary. Now let me try the second method. Insert into employees. Mention the column names, whichever I have, EID, ename, salary, values, right? EID will be 102, name may be M, salary 25,000. Again I'll run it. Then again the query executed. If you want to check the answer, again going to select staff from employees run it. You can check. There are two rows in the table now, 101 and 102, Tom and Ann, 30,000, 35,000. Now, one more method, if you want to insert, like now I'm using the insert command again. Insert into employees, EID and ename, values 103, comma, maybe connect. Okay, in this case, what I'm doing is I'm mentioning the columns EID and ename and values 103 and Vinay, but I'm not mentioning the salary. So let's now check what happens is and run the query. Yeah, executed successfully. Now I want to check what value have been inserted. So select star from employees where EID equal to 103. So I'm making use of the where clause. Now what happens is earlier when I used to write only select star from employees, all the details, whatever the data were present in the table used to be listed out. But this time I'm using the where clause. So I want the data of only EID 103. So let's check what happens. I'll run the query. So query is successful. Let's check below. So now what happens is, now see, the value has been entered. So only when I have used the where clause, since I have used the where clause, that's why only the employee ID, that details of only 103 have appeared, has been listed, right? But now you can check here, salary has been taken as null. Since we have not mentioned anything in the values for salary, it is taken as null. Now you may have a question, what if like we can, what if we give ename as null? If we don't provide, it may be possible that we take that insert into employees EID comma salary values 103 comma. Let me take the example. Let me instead of saying it, let me do it. Insert into employees EID comma salary values 104 comma salary I'm not providing the name, I'm just writing. So you can check the query execution failed and it's giving an error. Why? Because sorry. Why? Because we have taken as constraint for ename, so as for email as not null. So the name cannot be null. That's why it's giving us error. This query is giving error. But in case of salary, we have not taken any constraint that it cannot be null. So it can be null. All right. I think now we should move to some other command. Now I'm going for the delete command. So if you want to delete any command, so let's try out the syntax. Delete from employees. So if I want to delete the record of employee ID 103, EID equal to 103. Delete from employees where EID equal to 103. I'll run it again. What happened? Right. Delete from employees where EID equal to 103. Yeah. Now it's giving query is successful. Now again, the query is successful, but you cannot check it. No results to be displayed. So what we have to do? Now check, select star. So you can now check. Before 103 was coming Vinay for Vinay, but now there is no records for Vinay because we have deleted it. Okay. Now we'll discuss one more command for delete, but just after some time. Okay, we can if we don't mention this where clause, the delete from employees. If we keep when we don't mention the where clause, what happens is the entire record gets deleted. I'll show it after some time. Let me first show you the update command. So let's go for the update. Update table, that is employees. Set values. Select set salary equal to salary plus record. Yeah, the query is executed successfully. Check from employees. What is I run it? We can just check the answer. So Tom was 30,000, it like came 35,000, and then N was 35,000, it became 40,000. So what if we don't mention anything, like we don't give any where clause, then what happens is the salary for both of them, how many, not both of them, all the like rows in the table gets updated. Okay, now check one another. Update employees set salary equal to 45,000 where EID equal to 101. The query is successful. Now check what happens is select star from employees where EID equal to 101. I'll run it. Let me check the answer for this. So you can now check. Before Tom was 35,000. Now it became 45,000. So in this case, no change will be made to N. You can now check also that value for N has not been changed. You can just check it. I'm running the query once more without the EID. See, Tom became 45,000 and you still 40,000. Okay. I hope you're understanding. Now this was all about the DML, that is data manipulation language statement command. So as I was, let's move back and let's go back to the delete command again. As I mentioned, Like for the delete employee, if we like mention the where clause, that particular record gets deleted. Now what happens if we only we skip the where clause? Sorry, delete from employees. I'm skipping the where clause. Okay, query successful. Obviously no thing, nothing to display. Then select star. No results to be displayed because the entire table is deleted. Now let me check one thing. Okay, I'll show you. Let me describe this table, whether the structure is there or not. So you can check the structure is still present. So yesterday we saw when we use the command drop table, the entire structure gets deleted. But when we use delete from table, the entire table gets deleted, but the rows and columns get deleted, but the structure still remains. So this is the main difference between the delete and the drop table command. So I hope you understood. Thank you so much.